digital to a country. Discover the untold stories of World War II in millions of records and bring your backstory to life with Ancestry.
A bit like your copy. Just because something is good for us, you don't have to stick with it. If it's going to stick with current speech to us.
Brought to you by Twinings, alive in every job. There's more to Argos.
Football TV Sports is sponsored by Mood. So long.
Welcome back. West Ham kick off their game in Freiburg in just a few minutes' time on TNT Sports 2. We've got 6 British teams in European action, all exclusively live on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus, as you can see, and that includes Brighton's first ever European away game in Marseille, which will be a cauldron as well over there. Rangers taking on Liverpool, and as soon as we're done with matters in Germany, we'll bring you coverage of Aston Villa's Conference League game against Liverpool. Liverpool are hosting Union SG at Anfield, and Aberdeen playing Helsinki in the other main kickoff. But highlights of all the games at 10:30 with James Richardson and the team. A quick reminder as well that on the 12th of October, the BT Sport app will be closing, so keep streaming it on TNT Sport. BT customers just need to use that QR code there on your screen. You can activate Discovery Plus, and that is at no extra cost. So we're building up to kick off. How much do you think that trip to Frankfurt a couple of seasons ago, Carlton, will have prepared them for tonight?
Probably a bit between the two. They want to make an impact. Germany. It's one of those ones where we're looking at it. They've run since last season. Best prices that they've players that can subsidize and make that whole, well, feel the whole that structure. But you know what it is? This team look like they've got a bond. I went back to the training ground, I saw everyone, the ones that they play, go out and make the goals happen. It's just
Felt like they filled that void somehow. Everyone wondered how they would do it, but they look strong until they've only lost to Liverpool and Manchester City this season.
Yeah, very smart recruitment. Aguerd and Walker, you're never going to replace Declan Rice. The reason he was courted by all of the top clubs as well, we've got all over the summer because he can do everything. But, they've got there and got back. We're missing it. We've got set piece specialists, defensive crowd with experience who can come in and he's reliable, he's a top player, lots of talent. And Alvarez can come in, he has that physicality that Declan can bring. So the recruitment, you have to say, from David was spot on.
Well, can they make it back wins in this group? Let's hand you over now to your commentary team as the players head out. It's Robbie Savage alongside Ian Dark. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Lindsay, and good evening, everybody. I tell you what, West Ham are becoming a European attraction. It's a 34,500 sellout here. And Freiburg tell me they could have sold twice that many tickets. But no, Hammers fans, as you've been hearing, banned from this game after a few idiots threw some objects onto the pitch in the Conference League final, injuring a Fiorentina player. It's pretty hard luck on the thousands of West Ham fans who've travelled enjoyably and peacefully over the last 2 years of European competition. Tough one tonight, though. Freiburg 8th in the Bundesliga, and they're unbeaten in their last 7 European League group stage games. Last season, they knocked Bayern Munich out of the cup in Germany, away from home. So dangerous on their day. In charge for Prague is Christian Streit, who's a bit of a messiah in this part of Germany. There's the Freiburg team tonight, featuring German World Cup winner Matthias Ginter, now back at the club where his career started. The key creator is Italian international Vincenzo Grifo, one of 9 players here who started the weekend league win over Augsburg. Striker Junior Adamu gets a first start for the club, and Nicholas Höfler returns to midfield after a domestic ban. So not far off, absolutely full strength, Freiburg, as you would expect here in front of this raucous crowd. Top their group, this competition last season, went unbeaten through the group, only got knocked out by Juventus at the round of 16. Of course, you know about West Ham, the European trophy for them in memorable circumstances in Prague. With 6 on the team who's been Sheffield United on Saturday. Jared Bowen, the Lord by England today, is in. So is James Ward-Prowse. I'm lucky to miss out in Gareth Southgate's selection. Into the team here come Fabianski in goal, Fornals, Kudos, Kera, and Mavropanos. And we think it'll be a 4-3-3 with Kera at their back. The action and UEFA centres, which looks a little strange, doesn't it, Robbie?
Certainly do. Good evening, everybody. Big excited about West Ham in Europe. I followed them last season. The success, the competition, what was winning the competition. They were brilliant. They do as well in the Europa League. Big start in the Premier League. But it's a tough game tonight. Freiburg. 34,000 sellout. Great atmosphere. Looking forward to it.
Great atmosphere in a lovely part of Germany as well. In the Black Forest, this is, they say, Germany's greenest city. Cycles everywhere. The ball for the goalkeepers, 20 about Metabolo. Ever present this season. After Lienhardt, who scored a very good goal from a corner kick, a header at the near post, and again against score. This is Holler. Much above their weight. Top 6 last 2 seasons in Germany. So that's a team, I think you think about it. Watching he is a creative hub really of the team, key player. Playing more centrally in the percent actually, right?
Yeah, not to be on the shoulder, get behind his pace, see have last season, obviously given that performance, the England squad through deserve. I think Ward Prowse is really unfortunate once again, not to be called up.
Towards the double, but Mavropanos, mission sign is going to run out some European games, not in the Premier League. Is Bowen's first significant involvement against Lienhardt. Buoyed by that news of an England recall after 16 months out, but well deserved, with 5 goals already in 7 matches this season.
See there, looking at the shoulder, ball in behind, the those channels, also run centrally. I like the things sort of call up once again. He sees others who aren't playing as regular or not contributing in the squad.
Look to have invested in the good race money very well indeed, West Ham. And that's Mavropanos just making a bit of a hack of that. He recovered to save his blushes. This is probably West Ham's toughest game in the group. They're in the Europa League, having won the Conference League last season. They much well down in last year's Premier League. Forward. Won their first game in the group away from home in another big atmosphere in Greece against Olympiacos. Stadium Corners with over 1,000 matches as a manager, picking up his first ever trophy in a distinguished 25-year career last season. Is Aguerd. Rocco squad and reached the semi-finals of the World Cup last December. Becoming experienced campaigners in this, aren't they? West Ham now long campaigns over the last couple of seasons. They aim to do exactly the same again this year.
Alfred just leaving in the down there. That's really good position. Yeah, in the foul, leads with his arm.
Key signing really from Ajax. Edson Alvarez, Mexican international, who trying to be the tough guy in midfield. Watch him on the disciplinary front. Got 16 minutes by Ajax last season. He's kicked up. With the layout towards her, and really a very good one. It's kudos to 2 goals.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? I hope you can. Welcome to KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. We are back slightly later than expected for the Hammers versus SC Freiburg at the second leg of our European tie. Sorry, I do apologise. 5 minutes into the game, it's 0-0 at the moment. Hammers looking to get into the Freiburg area as we speak, but nothing happening right now. It will all comes to nothing. How are you? I hope everyone's well. Hope you're keeping good. Hope you've had a good Thursday. Have you had a good Thursday? What have you been up to? Let me know. Let me know if it's been a good one. Okay, so we've just seen you've seen the teams. You can see them behind me up there. We've just seen the Freiburg goalkeeper make a bit of a hash, give away a corner. He went to clear a ball and just completely missed it. The ball went over his foot and straight out for a corner. So West Ham do have a corner. It's going to be James Ward-Prowse lining up to take it on our left as we speak. West Ham kicking from left to right on our screens. I'm going to need a pad at some point. Let's see if I can find one. James Ward-Prowse with the corner. Here it comes. Delivers to the edge of the 6-yard box. Mavropanos looks to get up. It's headed out by a Freiburg defender, and the Germans able to break and look to counter. Now, we do know that Freiburg, I haven't seen an awful lot of them, but we do know they play in quite a similar fashion to West Ham in the sense that they like to sit back and counter whenever possible. Just seeing an example of that there if you are watching the game. But yeah, it should be an interesting test between two teams who are generally set up quite similarly. As I said, both are predominantly defensive against perceived bigger teams, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because I would imagine that they probably look at West Ham as a Premier League side that ergo a successful and big team. And of course, we're looking at a Bundesliga side who we're away from home to, and have done all right so far this season. So yeah, it should be an interesting test. Anyway, let's have a quick look. And in a minute, we'll get you on. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. There we go. We can. You can see me. For some reason, it was coming. Oh, and it's in, and West Ham have scored. Paquetá with the header. I'm worrying about all this stuff here. West Ham are ahead. Paquetá, 8 minutes gone. Exactly 8 minutes gone. Cross coming in for the right-hand side. Lucas Paquetá went up. Got up really well, actually. And nodded West Ham ahead. That's a really, really big goal for the Hammers. A really important goal as well. So, Noam, I'll get that link over to you in just a minute, mate. It's Jared Bowen on the right-hand side. Gets a brilliant cross to Lucas Paquetá, who's stationed exactly on the penalty spot. He gets above two defenders, rises really high, gets up first to nod the ball into the bottom left-hand corner, and West Ham lead. Great stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to get Noam on the stream very soon to assist with me. And West Ham lead. What do you think about that, folks? Good start for the Hammers. Let me just say a few hellos. I've got the windows open over here today. To Craven, to Steve Palmer, Dan B, Words and Pictures, Tony Mitchell, Hobo, Noam, of course, on the stream, Craven Moorhead, and everybody else. Rob Young, of course, all the regulars and all the other guys joining us on the stream. Let us know if you're enjoying what you've seen so far. Let us know if what you think the score's going to be. Bit late for predictions, really, isn't it? Because West Ham have already scored, but, why not? Bit of fun. Get them in if you like. It's a curler just come in from Hurler for the curler from Hurler. How about that? Hurler with the umlaut. First save for Fabianski, I believe. Hurler trying his luck from about 22 yards. All right, I'm nearly caught up with everything, so then we can get everything else up and running. But it is SC Sports Club Freiburg 0, West Ham United 1. The Hammers taking the lead exactly on the 8-minute mark through Lucas Paquetá, scoring the opening goal. A towering header, got up, rose up above two German defenders to, well, they might not be German, but for the German team anyway, to give West Ham the lead here. West Ham in possession. I'll be back to you in just a second. There we go. Now, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, you may have noticed that we do have although West Ham fans aren't generally allowed inside the 34,200 capacity stadium today, there are a few Hammers fans who've made their journey to Germany and managed to get in. We actually have one of them in the team, one of the KUMB team. He's actually in there tonight. If we can get him later on, we'll have a chat with him. Managed to get all the way to Germany and in. There are a few tickets generally coming through players and families and stuff like that. Here's Mo Kudos in the box for West Ham, looking to get a shot away. He does. It's saved and pushed against the post. Oh, and it was so close to 2-0 for West Ham there. It really was. And the goalie's having a bit of a mare. I've got to say, the keeper is having a little bit of a mare. Kudos' shot kind of... the keeper gets down. Was it his knee? It might have been his knee. It came off, or his right hand, and just trickled onto the post and back into the hands of the grateful goalkeeper. But either way, it's been a really good start for the Hammers. A goal up, hit the post, inside the opening 12 minutes. So it's all looking good, especially with a goalkeeper up the other end of the pitch who looks like he might not be exactly particularly proficient. Anyway, I can get Gnome on now after that little flurry of activity, and hopefully that will take the weight off a little bit. Let me just have a little shuffle around, and we'll get Gnome added to the stream. I can see him at the top. You probably won't be able to see him, but let's make him a bit bigger and get him involved. There we go. There we are. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How's yourself?
I'm all right. Yeah, now I've managed to get everything up and running. What a start. What a start for West Ham this is. Goal up and could have been 2 just a few moments ago.
Yeah, indeed. What's his name? Atbolu, I should say, in the goal. He's only a youngster, and he's not started brilliantly. Might have done a little bit better for the goal.
Yeah.
And as I hope everyone just saw, made a fairly routine save, turned a drama into a crisis. Now we're on the... Oh, so we're through here? And that's 2. Oh, no, flags up. Fornell's looking a little... Oh, sorry, Paquetá rather, looking a little bit nonplussed at the look.
Right, you are a little bit ahead of me, I would imagine, because I haven't seen the goal yet. Where are you on your timeline?
They've taken the time off at the moment. Now, I'd like to say that again, because I think that it's 14 minutes and 19 seconds. I was just wondering there if it's being checked now, check over, and they've disallowed it. I thought the defender had played that onto Paquetá, who walloped it into the top of the net, and it was a great finish. But Paquetá seems very annoyed about that. Like I see it again. I've only just seen the one replay of it, but it did look that the defender had played it rather than the Hammer. I can't remember who was there in the middle of it, but
well, I've just seen it happen, and it definitely takes deflection off a defender.
Yeah, it's whether or not Paquetá plays it first. It's played onto the defender, then it'll be offside. I wondered if...
I don't think it is. I think if you look at it again, Fornells looks like he's trying to drag the ball across to the centre of the goal and perhaps line up a shot himself. It's the defender's touch that takes it into the path of Paquetá. There's no pass intended by Fornells. I think they're very lucky to get away with that. I really do. I think you're right. I'll make you right.
Yeah. I see it being a minority, but I thought very early on, literally in the first few seconds, there was a shout for a penalty. The ball was played long. We just earned another corner. Ball was played long, and the defender sort of fell down. And when they showed the replay, it looked like he sort of bundled it back with his hands, accidentally, because he was falling down. I don't quite see what it could have come off. But it's the handball regulations these days being whatever the referee can be bothered to think about at the time. So. But it's been a good start for us.
It has. It has been a very good start.
One little slip from Mavropanos that he recovered from, but it's been pretty comfy so far. Now Ward-Prowse with the corner. Drills it in near post, and just trying to see who's on the floor. There's a Hammer on the floor. I can't quite see who it is. We're playing on. That's a lovely ball in. Paquetá tees it up. He's trying to get the cross in, and he's taken off him. But try to see if that's that on the fly. That Alvarez. Well, we'll have to see what happens again when the ball comes over. They're claiming there's a bit of a push down there, and let's have a look at it now. Oh, they're showing the later bit of Paquetá. Now Paquetá's been pushed over there. Now, so it's Mavropanos anyway, who just bumps into his own player. So that's accidental. But just have another look at the Paquetá thing if they re-show that, because Paquetá's just been he's on the ball. They just go up to him and it's just a push, straightforward shove.
I just like to see it now. You don't get much. I mean, again, I think we've been hard done by there. You're right. Again, I think you're absolutely right. He just pushes Paquetá to the ground. I mean, I can't imagine in any world in which that isn't a foul. But obviously, in this referee's
one of the
mind,
ones you'll get on a halfway line. But
anyway, I mean, Paquetá is absolutely. We're just seeing it again. Just seeing another close up. The player comes up to. I mean, it's just a blatant push. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? The guy's not even looking at the ball. He's just pushed him over at the shoulders. Not even attempted to challenge the ball. Just pushed him over and taken over. Just seen the one where Mavropanos went to ground.
I mean, there's a bit of claret coming out of his mouth and all that. So the physios are just doing the sort of general prodding and poking to make sure he hasn't broken anything on there, because there was claret. It just ran into his own player there. He ran into Alvarez.
Yes, I've just seen a replay of that first the only goal, I should say, the first goal. We could have had about 4 by now, but the only goal, Paquetá's header, fantastic header that though. But I mean, looking at this, I mean, we could have feasibly had 2 if the keeper hadn't, pushed the ball against the post, and 2 very, very good shouts for penalties that I think, perhaps in the Premier League you might have seen both given, let alone one of them.
Certainly one. Maybe the first one was a little bit, sort of he'd fallen over and would have been a bit. You'd have felt a bit hard done by if you had it given against you. But
which one are you talking about?
The very first one in the first minute.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm talking about the 2 in the last 2 minutes. I didn't even see that one. I'm talking about the Paquetá goal or shot that was disallowed, and Paquetá being pushed over seconds later. So 3 then potentially we could have had, right?
Any advance on 3.
We would have taken 1, wouldn't we? But as it is, none have been given. Let us know what you think. Do you think the penalty should have been given on the live chat? Let us know, one or both. While we're just waiting for the game to get going again, there has been a few goals in the Europa League so far this evening. Just run through the matches that have got goals. Olympiacos, of course, this is the important one for West Ham. This is the other match in our group. Baka 0, Olympiacos 1. The Greeks leading over in Serbia. Early goal there. Aris Limassol have beaten Rangers 1-0. Real Betis and Sparta Prague have enjoyed a lively start. 2 goals in the opening 9 minutes there. 1 apiece. Real Betis falling behind, but levelling. And the only other goal scored so far this evening coming from France, the south of France, from Marseille to be precise, where the home side are playing Brighton and Hove Albion. And Chossel Mbeba Mangula has scored the opening goal for Marseille to put the home side ahead there after 19 minutes. So West Ham doing all right. The only English team winning so far, no.
Sorry, apparently. Sorry, I had to disappear for half a second there. The taxi that picks up my little brother from work was wondering where he was, so he's on his way out. So a little insight into the domestic life of the Thrower family there. But
it's all happening here. It's all happening here.
Yeah. So so I'd say sorry, I had to disappear to sort that out for a second or 2. So. I'm guessing not much has happened in the interim. We haven't had another 2 chances.
I to be honest with you, I've not seen. I've not been watching. I've been doing the recap of the other games, but no, nothing huge has happened. That's for sure. It's all been just bitty football. But we are 20 minutes through anyway. It's SC Freiburg 0, West Ham United 1. Myself and Noam taking you through this game tonight. If you're not at home yet, if you're on your commute home, give us a thumbs up, give us a wave, give us a hello, give us a message on the shout, and let us know where you're going from and to if you're on the train. Did you shout? Are you on public transport, and did you celebrate loudly when West Ham scored? Let us know. Hope so. I do hope so. But anyway, back to the game. 21 minutes gone. Just coming up to the halfway point in the first half. West Ham, as we said, 1 up. Should have had 2 penalties, at least 2. Could have been 3. And also hit the post. Mo Kudus hitting the post shortly after West Ham took the lead through Luke's Patel. So it's all good stuff so far for the Hammers. Gnome. Looking good.
Yeah, looking good. They haven't caused us any problems whatsoever. Just very early on, there was a little bit of a slip by Mavropanos, and he looked like he might let someone in, but he actually got up and recovered to get the ball back safely to Fabianski, who skippers the side tonight, incidentally, with Zuma on the bench. And now. The Germans are leaving their foot in a couple of times. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Bowen a second ago got clattered, and Paquetá's just been kicked as well. Kudos actually stuck a foot in on the ball as it came to him, but I think the referee gave the first one. So, but a little bit of niggle there now, which Ward-Prowse has just put the ball on the pitch, which is. Doesn't look the greatest. It's cutting up quite a lot. So anyway, just see this. Ward-Prowse delivers a lovely looking ball at the bottom. Oh, Mavropanos is on the end of it, not marked in any meaningful way, but he got under it and it's headed it high and wide. But pitch looks a little bit of a little bit of a dog there. Sort of thing I used to love playing on. Yeah.
Hello to Bob Claret, just joining us on the stream. Good to see you, Bob. Hope you're well. Johnny, it's a good time, mate. West Ham leading by a goal to 0. Looking good. Dan B pointing out that was the 4th time known that Paquetá has been caught already in the opening 20 minutes. So clearly a marked man tonight, it would seem. The
very
Brazilian.
much so, yeah. I mean, we do know he does like them. Oh, there's another one. That's a late challenge. I think the ref's going to get fed up with this now. It's high challenge on Kudos. He got to the ball first, and Soufal's not exactly remonstrating, but pointing out that that actually was very painful. It wasn't high. It was it seemed to catch him just above the ankle. I mean, he seems all right, but that should have been a yellow if it hasn't been already. I haven't seen the card or anything. Oh yeah, we're just getting the confirmation that Höfler. Yellow card. I mean, there've been a run of 3 or 4 of little niggles like that, and I think, Höfler will miss their next match as well, as TNT helpfully explained to us. So, but yeah, maybe that will calm things down a little bit.
We're just into the second half of the first half now. West Ham leading 1-0. I'm a few seconds behind now. I've just seen that rather late challenge on Kudus. Which I presume is going to produce a yellow card, but it's all looking good for West Ham so far. We're looking good. Not so good for Brighton, who are the other English team in action in the Europa League tonight. They're a goal behind in Marseille, as we explained a few minutes ago. But yellow card meted out to Höfler for that foul, was known told us a few moments ago.
Yeah, Brighton's. Oh, that's another foul. And Soufal's got to be careful there. I think he nearly decided to have a little bit of a lash out. Moyes is very annoyed as well, looking at this. Long ball, but it's too near the keeper there, so nothing came of it. Brighton are sort of finding it. It's not exactly second season syndrome, but it's kind of. They had a very good season last year, and it's keeping that momentum going. They're not finding it quite as easy as they thought they might. And it's them and Villa were both sort of if you're looking around, we're both licking their lips at European competition. But winning European Cups isn't for everybody.
It kind of makes you wonder, Noam, doesn't it, that if De Zerbi, I mean, he made those comments, didn't he, about we didn't want to be in the Conference League, we want the Europa League. It makes you wonder whether they might have been better suited to start in the Conference League, given their opening.
They might find out exactly what that's like in a few months' time.
Well, true, very true, very true. Of course, the team that finishes third ends up in the Conference League.
Now we've got Fornals going down the left after a really weird wayward throw. Fornals tries to, it's neither a shot nor a cross really, and the keeper can try and rebuild a bit of confidence by just grabbing that one out of the air. That was very weird. Freiburg won a throw on their right, and the taker just threw it straight across the pitch inbound into the pitch, which two West Ham players came out to intercept it. So.
Yeah, I think I'm just about to see that.
Brighton
very strange one. Oh, it's another one.
Yeah, there too.
Second goal for Marseille coming from Jordan Veretout. It actually scored about 70 seconds after the first one. So Brighton in all sorts of trouble there in Group B of the Europa League. So far.
Now Freiburg on the attack, but they tried to play a through ball, and ball might have been good. Had the run been good, but neither deliverer nor receiver were on the same wavelength, and Fabianski just took a couple of steps forward and picked it up.
Plenty more action for you in the Europa League later on today. 8 games kicking off at 5:45. There's another 8 games kicking off at 8 o'clock this evening, one of which involves the third English team in the Europa League. Liverpool face Union Saint-Gilloise at Anfield tonight, and then a bunch of other games taking place. We'll be finished before those start, but I'm sure you'll take a keen interest in those. Bear in mind, West Ham could face one of those teams in future rounds of the competition. Goals elsewhere. Sturm Graz have scored at Rakow. They lead 1-0, the Austrians, and the rest of the games as they were known a few moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, the other game in this group, there's a goal in that where Bachka Topola or FKTSC are 1-0 down at home to Olympiacos. So I think, bless them, I think the Serbs are going to be the whipping boys of this group, I think. I think, the game the other week, last week or week before, whatever it was, if they were going to get any points out of it, that was the one, go for it in your first game. And sadly for them, I think, it's a matter of, I think this group could end up between second and third, depending on being decided on how the teams did against them, against Bachka. Now, bit of a break on here. An interception came out. It's not a great ball to Bowen. He has to come back and pick it up. Bit of a shame that it's now back in our half, but it was Kudos trying to play Bowen in, but it, as I say, it wasn't a great ball. Still got possession though, and Paquetá loses it. Having said that, tried to be a little bit too clever, but then Fornals wins it back, and we can build again. Still very comfy at the moment, and Kudos actually rides a couple
looking
of
good. Sorry, I'm just writing a couple of bits on my PC here. I'll be back with you in just a sec. Just coming up to the half-hour mark now. It's still Freiburg nil, West Ham United 1. The Hammers leading through that early goal from Lucas Paquetá after just 10 minutes. Also hit the post and had another couple of very good shouts for potential. All three, we think. Good shouts for penalties turned down by the referee so far. But the Hammers looking good.
Yeah, just that we got Paquetá in a good position there, but it came to naught. But we've won it back again. We're getting very good at winning this back. Freiburg having difficulty keeping hold of the ball, which is good news for us, obviously. And they have the ball for a second or two, and then there's a loose pass or an interception, and long may this continue. So The only thing is, and
Yeah,
obviously
indeed.
50 years of watching West Ham, it's one of those too quiet moments that you have in every really crap movie. And, you know, this is too comfortable.
Yeah. It felt a bit like that on Saturday, didn't it? To be fair,
Yeah.
when we
Now,
played Sheffield after sort of the second goal winning, it was like, well, we could just kick back now and enjoy the rest of this game.
Yeah, long ball over the top there onto Bowen, who controlled it nearly perfectly. It just ran away from him, but it was nearly a perfect touch, which you would have seen him clear one-on-one with the keeper. So, yeah. Here's a quick one for you. I mean, this was
Yes.
when they said Antonio had his muscle injury and would miss this one. This sort of line up front with Bowen playing down the middle and Kudos sort of playing off him a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I envisaged because it's what I wanted because as I say, I've not been over impressed with Ings of late.
Yeah.
Was that what everybody else thought might happen, or because I was reading in some papers on the way back, you know, this looks like a start for Danny Ings. I'm thinking, well, no, why?
Yeah. I think it's what everyone wanted, isn't it? Kudus and Bowen up top together. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised that Bowen's playing in that more sort of central role. You know, you're kind of bringing in a new player and taking another player out of their regular position. So I thought Moyes might have just gone for like, you know. But I can see why he's done it. I get that.
I mean, I think the signing of Kudus is sort of was done with that sort of partly in mind to give an extra option. Obviously, you play Kudus as a right on the right where Bowen normally plays, which is kind of what's happening today. Or he can also play as an extra sort of striker if you want to put somebody up alongside Antonio. So I think when the signing was made, I think there might have been one eye on this formation. Mm-hmm. But I still think we're short in striking options, though. Something I want to see looked at in a few months' time. But
I mean, you can still sense. I think if Ings was firing on all cylinders, it might be a different story. But it hasn't really sort of hasn't worked out for him, has it, so far? I mean, I know it's still early days. He's only been at the club for 9 months, and sort of 3 of those was the summer anyway. But you know, I think we'd like to have seen a little bit more from him so far. But you could, and again, I guess they must be gambling to some degree on Mubama coming through within the next 12 months or so, or at least, you know, presenting a viable option from the bench. I mean, it's certainly it's the thing, and it's the holy grail, isn't it? A striker that can score goals in the Premier League. If you can find one, you've hit the jackpot. But everyone's after the same thing.
Bit of pressure there from Freiburg, ending in a shot from their right hand side that Fabianski dealt with comfortably, but which means we can now bring it away on the break, and we're getting forward in decent numbers. And to say, well, but it stalled a little bit. But there was the makings of a quick break there. I'd like to see us perhaps go a little bit more. These things a little bit quicker. Now we're losing the ball, and now they've got the ball back. So I thought it was a little bit of an opportunity lost there because we had the ball and we had players going forward quickly. And fine tackle there. I think it was Kera out on the ball was played out the right hand side and Kera got across, put the ball out for a throw. Good tackle.
Confirmation, going back very briefly to that Brighton game in Marseille. I said it was probably around 90 seconds between the goals. It wasn't a bad guess. Apparently it was exactly 89 seconds between the 2 goals. So that's pretty poor. Apparently
rubbish. Yeah,
it was. How far out? Brighton apparently have conceded more goals. Little stat for you. Brighton have conceded more goals than any other Premier League team so far this season. The Seagulls have now conceded 20 goals in all competitions since the season began back in August. So it looks like. Sorry, what was that?
Put us down for 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Free
Wheels
kick.
could be falling off a little bit there.
free kick to Freiburg there. Might even be a yellow card. It's what's his name? Let's have a look. Okay. Kara got down the line and just stepped across and bundled the guy out. I'm not sure if he's been yellow carded. I think he might have been. Certainly wouldn't have had any complaints had he been done so. No attempt to play the ball. He got done for pace. So it's a free kick in a relatively dangerous position. It's drilled in, but that doesn't beat the first man. It was Ward-Prowse. And we're having a little spell of pressure here without really testing. Certainly not really testing Fabianski, who hasn't really had a save to make. A few gathers and the odd shot here and there that's sort of catching practice more than anything else. But ball back in the Freiburg half at the feet of the keeper, who basically just took an age to decide to kick it forward, but almost like he was trying to slow the game down, which not the wisest of moves. We're 1-0 down.
I've just seen that foul again. Definitely a yellow card. Worthy effort from Thilo Kehrer there.
Though. At least they haven't put the caption up to confirm that, which we'll take that. But really, no complaints had they done so from me anyway. It was a deliberate sort of stepping across, and
certainly was. I've got some match stats for you, courtesy of the BBC. Possession stats early doors, but Freiburg 47% to West Ham's 53%. Freiburg 1 shot so far, that also being on target. West Ham have had 3 shots so far, 2 of which have been on target. West Ham 2 corners to Freiburg's none, and the home side have committed 7 fouls so far to West Ham's 3. So it's just changed. Possession stats. I was just going to ask you about what's it like to see West Ham on top in the possession stat, and as I speak, it's just changed to 51. I was going to say
last 5 minutes, Freiburg have had a bit more. What's it now?
Yeah, it's now in the German spot. 51-49 in Freiburg's favour. So changed very quickly. Yeah. But West Ham's to the head. Good news.
Yeah. I'm not even going to ask what the XG is, because that would fool people into thinking I actually cared.
We'll bring that one. I think you can get that at half time now. It's kind of changed. I generally just wait till full time to add it to the rest of our stats.
Yes, you wait till full time to annoy the hell out of me.
I'll wait till you've gone, shall I? I'll wait till you've left the stream. West Ham United leading by a goal to 0 here in Germany. Probably West Ham, I think it's fair to say, Noam, isn't it? This is our toughest group game of all.
Arguably so. Yeah, I mean, Olympiacos away will be difficult, less for the footballing reasons, more for the sort of cauldron type effect you get out there. But but I think pure footballing terms, this is definitely the one that we getting something out of would be good.
Are you planning on travelling to either of the other group games? Perhaps Greece would be nice, of course. Probably the wrong time of year.
I'd like to, but as you're aware, during the summer, me and the beloved got engaged. So there's whilst the finances are theoretically there, there's going to be a lot going into getting a sort of matrimonial home sorted out. So I'll be cutting back on some of the road trips a little bit. So if you're watching, darling,
I do need to ask, mate. I do need to ask, how's the wedding plans coming on for Dublin for next June? Is that looking good?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I think hotels might be an issue, but no, it'll be the year after. But next year is going to be the more for the sort of merging 2 homes into one some at some stage, and that'll
be the Champions League season, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
we'll keep our powder dry for that one. Let's say.
So So yeah, you have to keep some dates free in 2025. Great. So
We certainly will, mate. We certainly are looking forward to that. I expect that will be a bit of a ding dong. That one should be a good one.
Certainly hope so.
No one was talking just a few moments ago about the fact that we haven't got any, or West Ham fans weren't allowed to travel en masse as per usual to Germany because of the ban imposed on the club in the wake of the troublesome scene seen at the Eden Arena in Prague at the final against Juventus. However, we do have one member of the KUMB team who's managed to sneak their way into the stadium, and I do hope that we can get him on the line a bit later on, perhaps at the end of the game for a few minutes if he's about. But yeah, just really to clarify, there are some West Ham fans in the stadium. It's very few. I think it's generally going to be tickets that have come from the friends and family of the players. Certainly isn't any available to fans through the regular channels. Maybe some going in via, German friends or whatever, but we do have some in there. I'd imagine it's going to be very difficult, known to be a West Ham fan and not celebrate. Usually you can get away with it because there's 3,000 idiots at the other end of the ground jumping up and down at the same time. Not the case tonight, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're allowed in if you've got a legitimate ticket in that sort of VIP friends and family section. You kind of usually allowed it. Because for home games, my usual season ticket seat is taken over by that section. So and usually there's it all depends on what's happened to the tickets. Most clubs, you get the staff and their families and all that go in there, and they're as good as gold, and you sort of like you have a laugh with them on the way home, wish them a safe journey home, that sort of thing. But one or two clubs, it's clear that I think Anderlecht will one and Steuer as well, where clearly what's happened is the tickets have gone to the staff at the club, who've then gone to their friendly ticket tout and trousered some currency in return for those tickets, and then they've found their way into the hands of people like friends and family, and such as the people from Steuer Bucharest, who thought it a good idea to make monkey noises every time that Antonio got the ball that time, and break off because Freiburg kind of on the attack here, but it's held up as they went down the wing, but still got the ball. So yeah, I mean, if they're well behaved, nobody minds a sort of genuine, jumping up out of your seat when your team scores. But
Sure.
take exception to some of the antics of some of the non-friends and family. Didn't our correspondent, who's there, sort of claim that he was, if asked, he was going to claim to be Antonio's grandfather?
Possible. You judging
no,
the players that have qualified for Ireland in the last few years, I guess you could.
Clearly, that's it's ludicrous. I mean, great grandfather maybe, but
we are closing in on half time. No, have we had any indication yet of just how many minutes have been added on at the end of the first half?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're 20 seconds away from the 45-minute slot. So I'll give you that. I'll say 10 seconds now. I'll give you that information as soon as it comes up to me.
Thank you, sir.
We're just sitting back and seeing the half out now, with Freiburg having a bit of 3 minutes. 3 minutes to stoppage is the latest, which we're now 7 seconds into. So we've really just sitting back and letting Freiburg pass the ball amongst themselves a little bit.
It's kind of gone off the boil this half, hasn't it? The last 10, 15 minutes. I mean, I'm looking back at my notes. I haven't actually seen a shot since the round about the half-hour mark. So it's it's gone very quiet. West Ham doing a good job at the moment of just keeping control of the game. And we should say hello quickly. Sorry, no, very quickly. Just hello to APD, who's joined us on the stream. APD telling us he's just got in from work. But it sounds like it's going okay so far. Certainly is, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope you've had a good day.
Paquetá's just silly. We had there was a loose ball. Paquetá took it forward. cut inside and just basically ran out of traffic and put Freiburg on the attack. Some good work there from Alvarez, cool in the box, and that's nicely played out actually. And we're now sort of going forward again. We're 1 minute 20 seconds, give or take, into the stoppage, 3 minutes of stoppage. Interesting passage of play there, with both sides originally sort of looking really at just sitting back and waiting for the whistle. But having said that, ball played into the box. Freiburg on the attack. It's now crossed in. Good defensive header out, and West Ham can now go on the break. Lovely ball there from Kudos out wide to Paquetá. Paquetá is looking for help, plays the ball in the box. Bowen's in the box, but he's forced out wide. It's West Ham still on the ball here. Bowen and Paquetá playing, passing. Lovely ball from Paquetá into Ward-Prowse. Cuts inside, shoots, but it's straight at the keeper. Good little spell of football there from West Ham.
Yeah,
just kind of a little warning shot across the bows for Freiburg. Ward-Prowse might have done a bit better with the shot. It wasn't the hardest; it was the easiest of saves for the keeper. But just a little shot there that says, we may be sitting back and wait for half time, but this is what you've got coming after the interval, guys. So we're in the last 25 seconds now. Bit of passing around, not much really happening. This
looking good. I'm just seeing that last the chance you spoke about. I think Paquetá playing the ball down the line to Bowie into the box. I'm expecting a Mavropanos header coming in just a second, but let's just quickly sum up the half, Noam, if you will. Decent performance from West Ham.
No problems. Like I see us holding on to the ball a couple of times a little bit better, but when we go forward, if we go forward with a bit of pace, we look quite dangerous. The keeper for Freiburg has not had the greatest of evenings, I have to say. No, it's 1-0, and I think that's more than right at the moment. It's no problems with that score at all. I think I'd like to see us a little bit sharper on the break. A few times we think there's a decent break on, and we slowed it down a couple of times. Sort of just at the end there, where a ball at Bowen would have seen him one-on-one with a defender, but it wasn't quite right. It just took a flick off somebody, and I'd like to see some more of those coming off. But no, I'm very happy, very comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think any West Ham fan can be unhappy with what we've seen out there in that first half. Decent performance. There was a goal, the only goal of the game, coming after 10 minutes. It was a fantastic header, actually, from Paquetá, cross coming from Jarrod Bowen from the right-hand side. And Paquetá, as I said, out-jumped two taller defenders to get to the ball first and nod West Ham into the lead. Just 8 minutes on the clock. There was a flurry, actually. There wasn't an awful lot of attempts at goal during the first half. West Ham only had 4 shots. Freiburg only had 1. But I think we had 3 good shouts for penalties. Now, I missed the first one, so Noam, I'm going to revert to your knowledge for that one. I mean, it came right at the start of the game, right?
Yeah, as I say, I wouldn't say it was a great shout for a penalty, but the ball was certainly played with the guy's hand. It was literally in the first few seconds of the game.
Yeah,
it was a long ball played, and he was running back towards his goal. He stumbled, fell over, and it looked like as he fell over, he kind of played it almost, with his hands going down.
Yeah,
in the keeper. It was I think it was Paquetá was near him, half-hearted appeal. But there was nothing. So that was the first one. The second one, I didn't say 3 shouts for a penalty. I think it was shout for a goal rather than a penalty.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so I mean, this was no more. I mean, what, 6 minutes after the goal? 14
Yeah,
minutes gone.
yeah.
It was a
Well-
kudos. Ball came in from, it was Fornals, wasn't it? Cut in from the
Fornals,
left-hand
yeah.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'd like
I
to say
guess, yeah.
Which
Yeah, I guess the ambiguity comes from whether or not it was a pass or whether, it was a touch off the defender. I think we both felt that it wasn't a pass and really should have been, should have been played on side.
Yeah,
is that fair?
I've seen one angle which made it look very much like it was the defender.
Yeah.
But so I keep disappearing here. I don't know why that is. But,
Yes.
yes.
You keep disappearing, I keep going out of focus. It's
yeah. It's fine.
Very interesting.
But yeah, I'd like to see it again. As I say, because the one angle I've seen one replay from, it made it look like I think Fornals was trying to go, and not even. I don't think it was even a pass he was trying to do. I think he was trying to dribble it across goal, dribble it past the defender.
Yeah.
Then whose interception put it into the path of Paquetá, who walloped it home. Now, if that were the case, then I would say that that was wrongly disallowed. And in true Liverpool style, if we don't get anything out of this game or don't get the win out of this game, I want it replayed. So there.
Yeah, I mean, we if we felt that one was dodgy, I think we can certainly. I think most of us would agree that the one that followed that was possibly the most likely to, or the most obvious penalty. I mean, it was the ball came in from into Paquetá, who shielded the ball, and an opponent just came over and pushed him in the chest, pushed him to the ground, and then walked off with the ball. No attempt to play the ball. Certain penalty, surely. Certain penalty.
I thought so. Paquetá was the ball was down on the goal line, and Paquetá was stood there. Kind of like you do when you're waiting for, it's kind of goading the two defenders on, waiting for them to commit themselves before, taking it past them. And the defender got a bit bored with weight and just walked up, pushed him over, and ran away with the ball, as he quite rightly put it. Why that wasn't a penalty? I'm flummoxed.
The players seem to be equally flummoxed as well because of the protestations that come from everyone there. But
what saved Freiburg a little bit there was that I think it was around then that Mavropanos, Dinos, as I think we should call him, because it saves time. Had run it in the back of was Alvarez. He'd ran it in the back of, and sort of. As he sort of came away, he realised that he'd actually ran it in the back of him quite hard, and suddenly there was this red stuff that was coming out of his mouth. So he went down there, and I think the fact that sort of stopped the game. I think the referee sort of kind of didn't think much of anything else that was going on, and anyway. We're sort of getting into the halftime section on the telly now, so with a bit of luck, they'll show some of these incidents, and I'll be able to sort of give further comment. But
yes,
certainly the shove on Paquetá, there's no question that was wrong.
It's a strange one because it was so obvious as well, wasn't it? I can't understand.
I guess it's one of those ones where it's so obvious that you think, surely he didn't do that.
Not there, not in a game like this. What is he doing? Oh, he did. He did.
It's the sort of thing that what's his name does because nobody will believe that it happens like that. Darren Brown does a lot of his, he'll do something like that.
Yeah.
That you think, I remember seeing him do the thing where he goes up to the bookies window at a greyhound track and hands them in a losing slip.
Yeah.
And they pay out on it. I mean, I believe, I think he says at the end of the programme that he does actually take back all the money, but he just sort of says, I think that would. And because he's so convincing with it, and that was like that. I thought the guy took two-handed shove, and
maybe it was maybe he was channeling some Darren Brown to get away. But it was it's a bizarre one. I think we can all agree. Anyone who saw it thought it was a cast iron penalty. I mean, what excuse can we make for the referee? Perhaps he was unsighted. Maybe I didn't see a replay of where he was stood, but can't think of any other reason why. But anyway, doesn't matter, does it? Because it hasn't been given, and West Ham lead 1-0, not 2, 3, or 4.
They're just going to show the disallowed goal now. So we've got
okay.
Now,
Right, do you know what? Let me. I've just got to dip out for a couple of minutes, so I'll leave
yeah,
you
sure.
in control as you've got the video to work with. Okay, I'll be back very
Yeah.
soon. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, Fornals is definitely dragging that ball back. So it is the defender that plays the ball into the path of Paquetá. That's not offside. That is not offside. You know, if Fornals had been trying to play it and it just flicked off the defender, then yes, that is. But Fornals is definitely taking the ball the other way. And not offside. It just isn't. So it would be typical West Ham in true Liverpool style to ask for it to be replayed if we actually won the game and go and lose the replay. But no, obviously I'm not advocating that at all. I'm just taking the mick out of Liverpool. But that's definitely a wrongly disallowed goal. And I think we should all march on Parliament or something, or whatever it is the Scousers are planning to do. So yeah, so they haven't shown the penalty incident. So the guys at TNT clearly not fussed about it. But yeah, so anyway, I'll try and get back on the stream. Let's see if there's anything worth you guys are saying here. Let's have a look. I do apologise for my disappearing. I have no idea what causes it. It's although probably one of you saying that it's not the disappearing we're complaining about, it's the fact you keep coming back. But yeah, so let's see what people are saying anyway. Let's see. So yeah, hello Craven. Hopefully Newcastle put so much into last night they'll be knackered. I'm guessing we won't get home to the early hours, however. And yep, yeah, did well last night, Newcastle. Let's have a look. So, what else have we got? Sorry, there's this thing about now. Ings is lost his barnet. It cost him 17k. Is that some sort of hair transplant we're talking about with Ings? I'm a bit behind the curve on that one. So, but yeah, Craven, yeah, very comfortable first half. So, yes, where is Alf Garnett's ex-missus? Where are you, Michelle? Wondering where you are. So, yeah, all in all, that was okay. And Packer, as usual, has worked his socks off. That from Steve Palmer. Haven't had anything. I know Graham's gone to water the plants or whatever it is they call it in Lincolnshire these days. But we haven't heard from our correspondent out there, so maybe he's probably keeping his powder dry while he's in the ground, so he can come and give his review post match. But yeah, any other comments on the chat, live chat? Feel free to join in. And yeah, just have a look. So maybe a few seconds behind, but yeah, 10 at Hachiko. Yeah, disallow goal deflected off the defender. It's less the deflection. It's more the fact that it was the defender who played the ball, because Fornals is clearly going in that direction. The defender plays it away from Fornals, and that's the ball that goes to Paquetá. It's not Fornals playing the ball to Paquetá, because if Fornals had played the ball and had been trying to get it through to Paquetá, and it had just flicked the defender on the way, then fair enough, that's offside. But it's the defender deliberately playing it, and that I have a problem with. But referees, who'd have them, eh? Anybody got anything to say about the furore about the Liverpool refereeing at the weekend? Frankly, yeah, anyone would think that nobody had ever had a tough decision go against them, and the reaction to this is out of all proportion to what's actually happened. And but because it's Liverpool and they're the media darlings, I think we've got column inches for weeks to come on this one, which is ironic given that teams very rarely get a fair crack at a whip up at Anfield, and I say very rarely. I'd almost go as far as saying never. And we had a good shout for a penalty not looked at there last weekend. So can we have a replay? How about the 1981 League Cup final? I think that should be replayed as well. But maybe I'm in a minority, and everyone agrees that it is in proportion. But I just think that any other club, this wouldn't be being talked about, this late in the week. So, he's back. Successful mission, sir.
Just had a delivery.
Oh right. Is that what you call it? What is it? Sorry, I can't see.
Mentos.
What was that? What are they?
Mentos.
Oh.
Chewy mints.
Oh right.
Chewable mints. Great stuff. Got another Amazon.
On the other hand, sweet shops.
We haven't got any shops out here, mate.
I'm surprised you got electricity.
Well, funny you should say that. How are we doing? Are we nearly ready to kick off again? We must be
pretty shortly, yeah. They're
nearly
just
ready
going
to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you disappeared just as they were re-showing the Paquetá disallowed goal, and yeah, as we thought, Fornals is actually trying to drag it across goal.
It certainly looked like that.
He's not playing it at Paquetá. It's the defender who plays the ball to Paquetá, and that's a wrongly disallowed goal. So I think
I'm amazed that. I'm amazed the referee didn't see that. I mean, it's the players going in cutting inside. You can see the movement.
Yeah.
And the ball's gone the other way. Seems very
strange. As I say, I mean,
but
he perhaps had his mind on different things. Right, the teams are out anyway. It looks like that the home side are making a substitution. They are. It's Doan or Doan, Doan, with the coveted number 42 shirt. And is that coming off? And that's Junior Adamu, the relatively new striker who that was his first start. He's been brought off the bench in the league, but didn't appear to create anything in this game. No changes for us as far as I can tell. No, that looks the same. So Moyes seems to be doing his nut already. We haven't even kicked off yet. No, move over there. Move over there.
About right.
Yeah. So interestingly, Freiburg about to kick off, and 3, 6, 8 players all on the halfway line and all bursting forward, and they take the kick off, and if 2 touches and it goes back, but they've played it long, but definitely try to get people forward from the very start. Perhaps they're knowledgeable about the fact that we sometimes take a little while to get out the blocks in the second half. A bit of a failing, trying to make some space. That's a lovely turn from Kudos to bring the ball away. He's looking for help though. He's not know where to pass it to, and has to go back. But that's something I've noticed with Kudos. He does quite well. Is that little allowing the ball to run across him and just dropping the shoulder. And he does that quite nicely. There was another example of that. Now West Ham on the attack. Fornals plays the ball outright. Soufal looking now. Doesn't quite get across him. Doesn't beat the first man, but we still retain possession. Edge of the box with Kudos. Tries to pick out Paquetá on the left, but it's blocked. But we still got the ball. Well, we've negotiated the first minute and a bit of the second half, which is not always the way of late.
Can I just take you back to that kickoff? I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. As you said, Freiburg had 8 players on the halfway line.
And then, they took it short. The guy took 3 touches forward and then turned around and kicked it back into his own half.
Well, I mean, he kind of feigned to go left first of all, and all the players line up on the other side. I think they must have been, what's he doing? But
It was like
anyway,
watching a rugby kick-off where all the players are all
that's
run.
exactly what it was like. That is
Yeah,
exactly what it was like. Yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout there. Yeah,
Yeah.
bizarre. Didn't come to anything, so it didn't work. But interesting tactic
Well,
nonetheless.
our free kick to Freiburg. Alvarez getting a yellow there for a little tug.
Well, it makes a change. That's his
Yeah,
fifth of the season.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
4
had
in the Premier League. Yeah,
saying
and 1
earlier on
in Europe.
commentary before you joined that he'd had a fair number with Ajax last season as well. So
I think if you look at him though, he just strikes me as. I mean, I made the joke after his first performance that if he was playing in an Alan Pardew team, he'd probably end up paying the club money to pay because of the amount of times he went to the ground. And as we know, Alan Pardew used to fine his players for going to ground unnecessarily. I think he's a player that's always got a yellow or even a red card in him. He does do that an awful lot, throws himself into tackles, and consequently, I think you're always going to get caught from time to time. And 5 yellow cards in 7 starts is pretty impressive. I don't think even Thomas Retka could have touched that particular stat. But interesting nonetheless. Anyway, West Ham still lead 1-0, 48 minutes gone.
Yeah. I think Freiburg were hoping for maybe a sort of more dynamic start, but they're not really making inroads, and West Ham's sort of keeping it quite narrow as well, which as is our want now.
Yeah,
they do get between the lines now, and that's a great save from Fabianski, and it's cleared off the line, and it's 1-1. Rats. That's the first time that Freiburg have actually got the ball between the lines, and I'll be honest, it's 48 minutes gone. First time they've actually even looked like scoring, to be honest. So yeah, let's go back to that disallowed goal. The march on Parliament starts now. So it's a nice ball played through. The run wasn't tracked. Great save from Fabianski. Second ball comes off. Yeah, it's just trying to see out. Going to have 2 good saves from Fabianski, but the third one just gets rifled home. Fabianski even got a hand to that, bless him. Got to feel sorry for him there. Doesn't strike me as being deserved, to be honest. But maybe it'll wake us up a little bit, because we were sitting back a bit, but the game seems to open up a little bit now. So Freiburg have got the bit between their teeth, and they seem to be a little bit more energy about them. Now that's a foul, and referee's given it. Paquetá yet again. Salai, by the way, who's somewhat bizarre haircut there. Is the goal scorer, in case anyone was counting. Time to calm it down a little bit. Free kick taken long by Aguerd, but not really. Kudos not really sort of getting on the end of it, but some good pressure there. But again, Freiburg keeping on the ball. That's very disappointing. That. Yeah.
It's West Ham again, isn't it? Conceding early in the second half. How many times have we done that over the years? But already this season, third time, I think. I'm not mistaken, third or fourth time.
Freiburg really have got the bit between their teeth now. Shot from the edge of the box. Thankfully, straight down. I think it was the same guy. It was his name, Salai. Straight down Fabianski's throat there. But we seem a bit stretched, and they're going a little bit more direct, trying to work it instead of sort of taking half an hour to try and find a space. They are working it between the lines now. To throw into West Ham, an interesting ball played forward for Paquetá. Didn't really sort of look like it was Bone was going to get on the end of it, but he did enough to put the defender off and pressure him into the throw-in. So ball in Freiburg territory now, and see what West Ham can do. We can actually make something of this.
Quick question for you, Noma. We've seen, 50 minutes of it now. West Ham and Freiburg taking up very, very similar positions at the moment in their respective domestic divisions. What do you make of what you've seen of Freiburg so far? And Are you, do you think that they're quite level in terms of the quality of football, the Bundesliga and the Premier League, or do you think we have the upper hand?
I wouldn't like to judge the Bundesliga purely on Freiburg. I think they're, I mean, they're 8th at the moment, which, the Bundesliga is a sort of tough league, but there are a lot of their average teams are better than average teams in other leagues, but that doesn't make them more than average teams. And I think they're, a bit like me and the missus. I think they're punching above their weight a little bit in the league up there. But sorry, it just annoys me where Carer's just sort of taken his eye off the ball, let it run across his foot, and it's gone out. But we won the ball back. Some nice work there from Paquetá to win it back. And again, the final pass back to him from Bowen, which would have had us in a very good position, but it's just not good enough, and it's taken away. And noticeably, Freiburg are trying to play it a little bit longer. I mean, not route one, but the longer ball is trying to sort of catch the defender on the attacker on the shoulder of the defender. No, that was woeful. Not sure what Bowen was trying to do there. Got the ball in promising position, about 10 yards outside the box, and just showing the equalizer again. You got a feel for Fabianski. He's made 2 good saves, and the third one he gets a hand to it, but it's just too close and too powerful to keep out. So
couldn't do much about it. Let's have a quick scoot around the other grounds momentarily. 8 matches being played in the Europa League this afternoon. Of course, this one in Freiburg. Freiburg 1, West Ham 1. Elsewhere, the other game in our group, Baka Topola of Serbia, still a goal behind to Olympiakos. Aris Limassol of Cyprus, still a goal ahead against Glasgow Rangers, to give them their full name. I don't know if they're still called Glasgow Rangers, but anyway.
They never were. It's Rangers Football Club.
Is it really? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. AK Athens losing at home to Ajax. Ajax have taken the lead. Steven Bergwijn penalty scored on the half-hour mark. Real Betis and Sparta Prague has still won the 2 goals coming in that game very early on. Sporting 2-0 down at home to Atalanta. 2 teams that I suspect have got a very good chance of going a long way in this competition. Giorgio Scalvini and Matteo Ruggeri scoring in the 33rd and 43rd minute, respectively, to give the Italians a 2-0 lead in Portugal. No.
We should be 2-1 down, mate. What the hell's going on there? Why would we be so good in the first half and so awful? Long ball played, ball headed across goal. It's dropping. It comes off the post, actually, and out to Höfler, who just drops off the post. Fabianski stranded. Höfler from inside the 6-yard box puts it 2 yards over. That should be a wake-up call. They've gone more direct, and we haven't actually changed anything to cope with that. So wake up, boys.
Still waiting to see the chance itself, but
it was one of those ones.
It's coming now.
Yeah.
Just seen some build up on the left hand side. Of course, I'm about, if anyone's wondering why I haven't seen it, because I'm about a minute behind now.
Charmed life there.
Jesus Christ, how's he put that over? Hoffler, he's been involved quite a lot, hasn't he, today? He's been everywhere for the home side, but I mean, you've got to score that. You're 4 yards out. It reminds me of one I had when I was about 8 years old. Presented with an opportunity of similarly close to goal and put it over the bar. I got absolutely hammered for it, and I'm not a professional. I'd imagine he's going to get, if they don't win this game, young Mr. Höfler is going to get, Herr Höfler is going to get absolutely ruined, I expect, in the change rooms by his teammates in the second half for not. How's he missed that? I mean, look, he's 4 yards out, isn't he? Leant backwards, done the old not getting his body over the ball, but still, he can tap that into the net from there, can't he?
Yeah, Russia blood the head. He's already scored it. He's already saved the shot and scored it before he's actually touched the ball there. One of those ones. But I mean, it's come back off the post. Just watching, it's Sedilla, I think his name is, number 25, whose header hit the post. And he's not trying to score. He's trying to head it back across goal, and
Yep.
and which is why Fabianski's scrambling around. I mean, had it dropped in,
Yeah.
you know, a few inches the other side, Fabianski was no chance. But if you look at the guy when you saw the like the reverse angle from the other side as he's heading out, he's looking back towards the penalty spot
Yeah.
to try and find somewhere to head it to. So,
I think I think we've also got to give a. I haven't just seen the replay. I think we need to give a little bit of credit to Tilo Kehrer there, who's thrown himself into the challenge.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Yeah.
actually got in front of Perfler, but he's probably done enough to let the player know he's there and that, you know, he needs to get his shot off quickly. So well done. Kudos to Tilo for that one.
yeah.
For
Now,
could have saved us.
oh well played, Mavropanos there. Freiburg are like a different side this half. They're playing completely differently. They're playing, you know, they're getting it forward quicker, and they're playing it between the lines quicker. Mavropanos there it was a good ball to the player there. Mavropanos just took a step in and then let it run out, and very clever defending that. So
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He's Dinos. I got to see him in the flesh for the first time at Lincoln last week, and he's a big unit. I mean, he's what, 6'4", 6'5". There was one moment where one of the Lincoln lads came up against him near the touchline, and he just bounced off Mavropanos.
Promising move there. Run from Kudos, which came to an end, but taken over by Bowen. Bowen plays the ball out to Fornals, who just basically his first touch was basically lost the ball. He went, that was very poor from Fornals. Very promising position, and it just bounced off him, and Freiburg were able to clear. We got the ball back. We're in possession again now, but that's annoying in the extreme when you've when you're not having a good spell in the game. You and you get a good move like that, you've really got to take advantage of it. But no, that looked like another off the ball foul there, but referees missed it, and then Paquetá gives it away. So that passing's got to bits at the moment, and when we are finding players, the control, we're having just one of those. It's complete contrast to the first half.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. It really is. We just can't get into the groove, can we? This half, it's just not happening. Obviously, that goal's knocked us a bit, but you can. I mean, I'm guessing that I think someone made the point on the stream. David mentioned that the crowd are up it now too. You know, we mustn't forget there are 34. It's a partisan 34,000 crowd in there with about 10 West Ham supporters. So all the noise is going to be made by the home fans, which makes it, that much more difficult for West Ham. No news going to come in there. Chance. Yeah, just a chance to get the ball away, and it was not given. And now Paquetá's gone down again, trying to take the ball past the player, and get up and get on with it. No, I think it was Mavropanos brought the ball out and tried to then flick it on to another player, and it was just an awful pass and just put us back under pressure again. But having said that, we've contained them, and the ball's now back with their keeper. But so it's just that they're looking a little bit more. I think the first half, when they had the ball, they were taking their time on it, and there was a little bit of lack of stuff. Well, we've won it back now, so let's see what happens here. Bowen goes past his defender. He's cut into the box. Shot is saved by the keeper. I don't think he knew much about it. Came straight back off him. Good run, good shot from Bowen. So maybe that'll throw it at them. I thought we might get a bit more of an attack. Let's have a look. What the keeper's doing there? Let's see it better from this angle. Well, yeah, keeper sort of went to put his hands down and didn't put his hands down at all. And it just come back off his knee. But we need to be doing more of that. Ideally, put it past the keeper rather than straight at him. But let's keep getting those shots. I mean, that came from us putting pressure on the defender and winning the ball back. And
like, oh, we nearly just nicked in there. I want to see a little bit more of that. So, we got a throw in there, but there was a bit where Ward-Prowse and Bowen, neither of them knew which one was going to go for the ball, and in the end, the defender sort of, who was in between them, was able to put it out to the throw-in, but a little bit of indecision there.
Yeah, West Ham finally beginning to get back into the game. It's taken a while. We're over an hour played now into the final half an hour of the game, but the Hammers finally beginning to show a bit more of that form that puts us in such a strong position at half time. There was a couple of other games I just want to come back to quickly, if I may. We was giving you up-to-date scores on. Rakow still a goal down at home to Austrian Sturm Graz. And the only other game we haven't talked about that's taking place at 5:45 is the game in Marseille. Chancel Mbemba Mangula put Marseille a goal up after 90 minutes before Jordan Vertu made it 2-0. What was it, 89 seconds later, now, if I recall correctly. Pascal Gross has just pulled one back for the Premier League team in the 54th minute. So Brighton now 2-1 down in Marseille. And of course, it's 1-1 here in Freiburg in Germany. Yeah.
The other game in this group is 2-0 to Olympiacos now, by the way.
It's actually 2-1. The goals are flying in. You got Daniel Podence put Olympiacos 2-2 up on 57 minutes, and Ifet Jakovac has just pulled one back for the home side. The first goal tonight for Baka Topolo. Now a 2-1 down at home to Olympiacos. Of course, a draw would probably suit us nicely there, wouldn't it? No, it'd be good if we could the Serbians another one in there.
Now, Paquetá's given the ball away and dumped Kehrer right in it, and Kehrer's just shoved the guy on the breakdown. And are they showing if he got a yellow? He should have had one in the first half, I think. But it hasn't been captioned as such, so maybe he's got away with another one there. So it's free kick, right hand side. So just level with the edge of the box, about 5 yards in from the touchline. Played in, it's nodded on. And it was flicked on, and whoever that was at the far post took a wild swing at it. I think if it connected, it was going into row Z, but it was complete air shot from number 17. So look, his name is. Sort of embarrassed look as he jogged back. So, but it was unmarked at the back there, which was a little bit worrying. So,
got to be careful. I just want to go back quickly. You mentioned the Kehrer challenge there. I think it's actually the players tripped over his ankle while he was running. I think he just.
I think if you look at Kehrer's arm, it's in his back. Oh, now cross in and Bowen gets up, but it's great defending and headed clear for a corner. But good work there from West Ham. Comes in. Bowen's not the tallest, and he gets the header. It comes off the defender and goes out for the corner. But it was good defending because I think they've clear header from Bowen there, and he's got a goal. So getting a little bit better now. 65 minutes played, 65 minutes and 20 seconds. Going to be pedantic. Corner to West Ham, which presumably be taken by Ward-Prowse, who's just getting himself sorted. Over it goes, and it's 2-1. And it's basically a West Ham set piece goal.
Again, another Ward-Prowse assist.
Yeah, another Ward-Prowse assist.
His fifth assist, isn't it? I think already this season, which is quite incredible.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's Aguerd, by the way. Sorry, I should have said the goal scorer. You can tell we do this a lot, can't you? Just watch it. Ball comes across. Aguerd's just lost his marker completely. The keeper's come out. He's had one there, hasn't he? He's come out, and Aguerd's just got in front of him and headed into the empty net. 2-1. All's right with the world. It's one of those Superman ones from the keeper.
It's certainly needed from West Ham's perspective because we hadn't played particularly well in the second half. But there it is, a second goal for West Ham.
We were just beginning to actually bring the game to them.
Yes, yeah.
Just 5 minutes back into it. We've been a lot better. So, but yeah, and so we've kicked off, and nobody can say anything about VAR now. So it's too late. Freiburg on the attack, but Paquetá gets a nice little foot in. This is one where he's got the ball in the corner flag, having resisted all attempts just to wallop it forward, and eventually it just gets booted out. But there are times, Paquetá, where discretion is the better part of valor, and just hoof that one clear out forward, and we can regroup. But it's not one. You take it into the opposition's corner flag at the end. So Freiburg sort of on the attack, but again, it's cleared, but not very far. But the header to try and play it forward is a bit wayward, and that will go out for a West Ham throw.
The goal timed at 66 minutes. West Ham's second goal that put the Hammers back ahead in this tie. Knife Aguerd, it was James Ward-Prowse corner. Knife Aguerd coming to meet it, along with the goalkeeper, just getting ahead of the goalkeeper's fists. He's actually had a bit of a shocker, it's fair to say, isn't it, tonight, Noam Young, Atabola. You know, you could say that he was a bit lucky with the one that hit the post. Not looked decisive at all. And I think there's possibly an opportunities to come for West Ham, maybe get another one or two before the end if we're lucky.
Yeah, some good work there from Fornals to win a loose ball. We're on the attack again now. Ball played out left to Paquetá, who collects it in midair. It's one of those ones who jumps up and collects it in midair, and then when he gets the ball back, plays a loose ball, and Freiburg can try and sort of attack on it, build on it. Fornals have just gone down there. Just nothing in that, I'm afraid. But Fornals is claiming a bit of pain there, but I don't think he's. I think he's injured pride more than anything else, and I think he'll get up in a second when he sees he's not getting it. Now Paquetá's gone down, clutching his face, and he's up again fairly quickly. I have to say that. I haven't seen what actually happened there, but my money would be on that not being anything at all, and Paquetá clutching his face for effect rather than anything else. Not something I like seeing, and it happens a little bit too much for Paquetá for my liking, I will say. But certainly there's no replay of it going on. I think if there were, I think he'd just be embarrassed. Is my guess.
He's had a strange game, isn't he? Our Brazilian superstar. I thought he was absolutely fantastic in the first half, and just pass after pass has been going astray since half time. And I can confirm that was him just throwing himself. Yeah. I think it's Pablo Fornals, wasn't it? Actually, unless we're looking at a different incident.
No. You're thinking that's the one early on when he jumped up and was rolling around.
I've just seen it. I've just seen it come in, and I didn't see it. I've just seen him fall to the floor, so I can't confirm anyway. Sorry. The early one was definitely Fornals.
I said nothing in that, but there are players that if you see go to the floor off the ball, you're thinking, "Hang on, what's happened there?" If you see Paquetá go to the floor off the ball, you're thinking, "I suspect nothing's happened there." So,
yeah, very much so.
Yeah. So
we're at the 70-minute mark, which means knowing that David Moyes usually begins to make substitutions. Anyone you particularly fancy coming on? What do you see him doing? Given that, should we run through the bench? We haven't actually gone through the players that we've got. Have we? We've got Zuma, Cornet, Danny Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, Areola, Souček, Coventry, Emerson, Mbama, and Nang. No.
As we speak, Fornals has just come off and Souček's on.
There you go.
So Emerson is coming. I didn't see who's coming off. Oh, that's Kera's off and Emerson's on. So right on time, Graham. That was perfect timing. We look quite professional there, didn't we? I wonder if it's about to make a substitution. Well, as it happens, yes.
It's almost as if we knew what was coming. There are probably lesser known or undiscovered tribes in the Papua New Guinea rainforest that knew that David Moyes was about to make a substitution on 70 minutes. But there you go. Double substitution. Souček for Fornals, Emerson for, was it Kera?
For Kera, yeah.
Thank you very much. There it is. 2 substitutions for West Ham. 71 minutes gone. It's SC Freiburg 1, West Ham United 2. The Hammers led 1-0 at half time, and a goal either side of the break means that the Hammers still lead. But obviously, it's pretty close. Pretty close. Sorry. I was going to say it's more changes, but I'm seeing the the earlier changes. I keep forgetting I'm a minute or so behind. But yeah, there you go. Double change for West Ham. Any more coming home, do you think, or do you reckon that'll be it for the until we get to extra time? No doubt.
Much will depend on if there's another goal and who gets it. If we get another one, then one or two will come off, I think. But yeah, so and there'll probably be a couple towards the end as a time running down exercise, with a view on one eye on Sunday. Good work from Bowen there. Didn't get the ball, but forced the defender to play it out. Again, pressure forced the defender to give away the throws. So he's worked hard today, Bowen, without really seeing an awful lot of the ball.
Yeah. Do you know what I was going to bring that up a few moments ago, but in some ways his performance today reminds me of a lot of those Antonio performances for which he gets very little credit. Does a lot of hard work, lots of chasing, but may not necessarily see a lot of the ball. But one of those for sure. But West Ham ahead. It's a good team performance so far, and still we're looking at about another. What are we looking at? 17 minutes or so of normal time to go. And we haven't had a lot of added on time yet.
Not an awful lot of added on. There's only been, with a substitution at half time for Freiburg, which won't take anything out of the budget, will it? So there's
been a goal in Cyprus. I can tell you, Rangers, not Glasgow Rangers, just Rangers Football Club. I've pulled one back. Abdullah Sima has got the Scottish champions back. Weren't they champions? They're not, are they? They were runners up.
No, they're not. No, they haven't been for quite some time, have they?
No, of course, that would be Celtic. Abdullah Sima has scored for Rangers anyway. It's now 2-1 to Aris Limassol out there in Cyprus. Rangers hoping to get back into the game. Just having a look around to see if there's. They've all gone to 0-0. Why have they all gone to 0-0 on my table? That's better. Atalanta still leading Sporting 2-0. Marseille still ahead on, still beating Brighton. Sturm Graz still winning in Rakow. Real Betis and Sparta Prague still 1-1. Yeah, no other goals since our last check. So everything's pretty much as it was. 74 minutes gone here in Germany. Freiburg 1, West Ham United 2. And West Ham, had a dodgy 15 or 20 opening minutes, didn't we, to that second half, but managed to claw it back.
Start the second half syndrome, which I'm always concerned. We never seem, it seemed like sort of be out on the pitch in body only rather than mind. So
I wondered what you was going to say there when you said we're out on the, and it began with a P.
Don't know what you mean.
Some of the players could probably be accused of that, given the way they played in this second half. But anyway, we're still winning, and it's all good. Lucas Fabianski's not had a lot to do tonight, mate, is he? We haven't seen him do an awful lot. Of course, he was made some fantastic saves in his last outing, but Lincoln last week, but hasn't really been called upon much.
Some more changes for the home side. So we've got. Let's see who's coming off here. Well, Edgestein is off and Kubler is off. That's Edgestein. So I haven't got my squad list up in front of me, so I'll wait for the captions. So yeah, 3 substitutions being made there, I think, by Höfler, who put that one 10 yards over the bar from 5 yards out, is also off. So I'll tell you who's coming on very shortly. There's one thing about just I don't think anybody's mentioned it, but while we're waiting for captions to turn up, that's a horrible kit they've got, isn't it? So
it's a funny one, isn't it? I was trying to work out what that design is on the main body, but I just don't think it's anything. It's just a load of squiggles. It's almost a bit like a lot of those 1990s kits we had that were just kind of bizarre, like when Hull had the leopard print and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, Vice Haupt is one of the players on. Röhl is number 34 is on. So as they play the ball long, it's. They forced a corner here, Freiburg. Sorry, I missed the other caption if it came up there. I was watching the game. So, Freiburg forced the corner, a long ball again. Somebody just getting in behind, and I think that would have been might have been Emerson right out. So, 14 minutes to play. Corner comes across, and it's headed clear. 2 headers clear. Shot comes in for the end of the box, but it's blocked, and Freiburg still with possession, but it's back towards their halfway line. They're going to have to rebuild. So good solid defending from that corner. In fact, the ball's now all the way back with the keeper. And Ward-Prowse puts the keeper under pressure. Kudos puts the defender under pressure, and who tries to play it back to keeper. And sixes and sevens here a little bit, and we've won the ball. We won the ball back and given it away. So, and of course, with players going forward, it's a bit stretched now. With ball down the right-hand side, players bearing in on the penalty box. Gets a little cross in, but it's deflected, and Fabianski comes out and takes. It's a little clip on the way, but nothing to worry about. That's 42 Doan. Well watched by Fabianski, who I think all his saves came in conceding the goal, really.
Yeah, in that one moment. I can briefly confirm the substitutes. It was Herfler, Kubler, and Eggestein, as you rightly said, who came off, and it's Wieshout, Röhl, and Philip was the third player to come on. So that's 5 substitutes now we've seen from the home side, who are trailing 2-1 to West Ham with just about 12 minutes to go.
We gave the ball away on our right, and that got the goal scorer in again. But just having a look at it. Yes, Salih takes the ball, probably takes a little bit too wide and screws it across the face of goal for a goal kick. But a little bit loose there on the right hand side. I think it was Soufal was trying to be a bit clever on the touchline, and the ball didn't actually go out. So Fabian's going to take a long goal kick now. So nodded on. Kudos. Bit quiet in the second half, but when he's on the ball, he actually, holds it well. From that little passage there where he's held it onto it and laid it back, difficult to knock off it. Now, Paquetá, edge of the box, plays in Kudos in the box. Kudos gets the shot, just a yard wide. That could have been 3. Yes, David Moyes and me are going like this. Put the shot through the defender's legs. If he got that right, the keeper wasn't saving it because his weight was on the other foot. And Kudos saying whatever rats or words to that effect, I think was the translation.
Rats.
Yeah,
rats.
Oh, bother.
Still waiting to see some more changes from West Ham. I expect, as Noam predicted a few minutes ago, that we're not going to.
Last action of the game, actually.
There you go. Spoke too soon.
Yeah, jogging off.
Rewind.
Yeah, I didn't see who was coming on. Actually, he was coming on. It's Ben Rama who's coming on. So sort of kind of like for like. Yeah, Ben Rama.
I've just seen that Kudos effort, Noam, and you're absolutely right. The keeper's well beaten. He's done everything right, hasn't he? He's gone through the player's legs, and it's just, I think it's his left foot curled inside. Yeah, but it's just curled away. But anyway, good stuff.
If you notice, to say the keeper's weight's all on the other foot. He was never getting back.
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. But anyway, third change, as Noam rightly points out, side Ben Rama replacing Kudos. Is that right? It was Kudos, wasn't it? No.
Yeah. Again, one eye on Sunday. I don't know how fit Antonio's likely to be. I mean, he didn't even travel, did he? He's watching on a box at home with the rest of us. So again, I don't know how precautionary that was, but yeah. Now Freiburg are giving it away. Souček brings it under control. Eventually there, ball comes down for him. No challenge on anybody. So we've got a ball played in nicely to Bowen, who gets a shot in, and it's one of those ones that's gone just wide, bounced off the back wall and hit the back of the net from the wrong side. And did it get a touch on anyone? It's a lovely turn from Bowen. Yeah, it's flicked through the defender's legs there, so it's got a bobble. So whether or not it's going to go in, I don't know, but we got a corner from it. So see if Ward-Prowse can work that magic wand again.
Just
And
wait
goes
back.
up. Cross comes in. Mavropanos gets on it and heads over. So when he can get his radar working, Mavropanos could be a threat from these things. Again, he gets under it a little bit too much. So we've got 8 minutes plus stoppage left. It's looking okay at the moment, but we just need to be, mindful again of not quite giving the ball away. Although Ward-Prowse mops up and we win it back, and there's a bit of head tennis going on, and Ward-Prowse brings it down, and we've now got the ball at our feet. So
just having a look actually, Noam, at the way we're setting up since Ben Rama replaced Kudus, and it looks like Ben Rama's gone out to the left as you would expect, but it looks like Jared Bowen's gone back out to the right hand side, and Pakatari's perhaps playing a slightly more advanced, almost like a false nine role, I'd say, looking at that. But
sort of 9.5, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
but I mean, you just go back to what you were saying about Mavropanos. Then I think set pieces, things like, we've battered them, haven't we, at corners and things. That we've really looked strong, and obviously the goal. It's where what could be the winning goal has come from. So good stuff, West Ham.
Yeah. There's 7 minutes left. A little bit of a loose ball. Souček played the ball down the line, and Bowen didn't seem inclined to go for it, which frankly I don't think he got it anywhere. But Souček again sort of finds himself kind of in a blind alley down on the right hand side and plays the ball down the line, but again nobody's running after it. So Freiburg can build from the goalkeeper, who won't look fondly on his evening, I suggest.
No, I've got to ask you this. I don't think we've done this before, but West Ham are wearing the new third choice blue kit for the first time away in Europe this season. Are you a fan of that kit, or does it kind of just remind you of someone else? That all blue.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's I know what you're thinking, but it doesn't quite remind me of that because there's decent players involved in it. Yes, and it's a slightly lighter, shade, I think, of what you're thinking. That's a goal kick for me. Well, ref's given a corner, and I think it did get a flick on the way through, but I thought it was from the attacker. So we got a corner to defend here. No, it's all right. I've got nothing against it.
Oh, I don't mind it at all. I like it. I've just seen a lot of people say that they don't like the all blue because it reminds them of at least one other reasonably local club. It's a third kit, and it'll go well with a pair of jeans, which I'm sure that's what they were thinking about. But anyway, corner for Freiburg.
Corner came across, it's headed clear, played back. It's now out on the right hand side. It's gone all the way out to the right wing. But we're defending well, and they're having to play it back now. It's played in, long ball played in. Fabianski comes a long way, and I thought we dropped it for half a second, but it didn't. It just looked like it had gone. Have a look. Well, he came a long way for it. It came off he kind of dropped it on the top of Mavropanos' head and straight into Fabianski's arms. So no harm done, but a little bit of heart in mouth there for a second.
Dan B, according to Dan B, the blue kit looks great. So we do have another fan of this new third choice kit. Let us know what you think. Are you a fan? Do you like it, or does it remind you too much of Chelsea or someone else? Not a traditional West Ham colour, of course. That kind of blue, but do you like it anyway? Let us know in the chat below, and of course, don't forget, if you haven't already done so, give us a little thumbs up. Just under there, just click that button. Give us a thumbs up.
Another substitution, by the way.
Another one. What's this? Substitution number 9, I think we're on now.
Grifo's gone off to be replaced by Breunig. That O-level German was not in vain.
Breunig on for Grifo. The number 44 coming in for the number 32.
I think that's great work there from Paquetá. Lovely close control. And we've ended up with a throw in, but there's some lovely close control from Paquetá. They're down in the corner. It wasn't a taking it down in the corner. He was trying to make something of it there, but eventually it gets cleared for a throw in, which Soufal is taking his time about taking, and comes off not sure. Paquetá, I think it's Paquetá, hopefully looking for a corner, but I don't think it was. And so 2 more substitutions for West Ham just about to happen.
I think that's taking
about
our tally to 11 for the for the
it's
second half.
Now the Freiburg did some good work down the left. The ball's played inside, and that's good work. Good work there from Ben Rama to sort of hold up the attack, but it looked like they were going to get down. Now ball played in, and Mavropanos heads clear. Second header comes out to Ben Rama, who still a bit better with it than that. Oh no, the ball's ricocheted almost into his path. But it would all a bit of a comedy of errors there. Nobody quite getting control of it, and in the end, the ricochet ended up with the keeper. So Freiburg now sort of 2 minutes of normal time to go. Realise they've probably got to get their fingers out if they're going to do anything. So they're on the attack and just need to be careful here as it goes past Soufal, but the cross is far too long. And Ben Rama's out there, plays it back, and it's just hoofed long down the line. Paquetá does a credible effort to win it in the air, but it's coming back at the moment. Oh, good work there from Emerson. Brighton have equalised, by the way. It's coming up here now.
Yeah, 2-2. Yeah, it's another goal in the Europa League. João Pedro
Well
from the penalty spot.
And what a ball! Go on, Bones clear through. Volleys, and it volleys wide. Should have maybe taken a touch. Now a little bit worryingly, I think Bowen done himself there. Yeah, screwed the shot wide. That was Paquetá did superbly. The ball was out there. He was surrounded by players, and Ward-Prowse is coming off. Ings is coming on, and Paquetá, that will be his last action as well. He's looking knackered, to be honest. And Mubama is the other lad. Sorry, I meant to say Mubama a minute ago. So he's getting a bit more game time, but that really should have been 3-1. I think Bowen would have been better advised to have taken a touch rather than hit it first time. So 2 attacking players on there, mind. So
yeah, I mean that ball from Paquetá is just delicious, isn't it? Over
well,
the top.
it's what he did as well.
Oh,
Now,
what a ball!
Now Ings is on the ball. Now he's played that out towards Mubama, who looked like he got tripped there. Nothing given, but that's a shame because Mubama was looking to get on the ball and suddenly he's on his face.
No, if I can just briefly interject, this is there's been another goal in the Europa League, and this one concerns West Ham because it's come in the match between Baka Topola against Olympiacos. If you remember rightly, the Greek side were 2-0 up there in Serbia. Dakovic pulled one back for Topola on 63 minutes. 71 minutes, Andreas Ndoye got sent off, saw red for Olympiacos, and in the 90th minute, Topola have equalised. Great news this for West Ham in terms of qualification. Milos Pantovic scoring the leveller for the Serbians. So it looks like they could be in for their first point. Of course, it'd be wonderful news for West Ham because it would put us 3 points clear.
Brilliant,
I think.
Yeah. That'd be brilliant
4
news.
points clear of Olympiacos third place. So great stuff for West Ham.
Yeah.
4 minutes added on. I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but
I was about to, but you were interjecting. That's splendid news. Splendid news. 4 minutes is an awful lot. So
Yes, there's
Yeah,
been one or two other goals. We'll come back for a complete roundup at the end of the
yeah.
match here.
Well, I
But I
mentioned
can tell you
right.
that Athens, the other Greek team, have equalised at home to Ajax, and Sporting have pulled one back against Atalanta at home. It's 2-1 now to Atalanta. So as I said, we'll bring you a full roundup at the end of the game of all 8 ties from this afternoon's Europa League games. We're about 2 minutes left here. West Ham still 2-1 up, Noman, looking to hang on now for that 3 points.
Yeah, it's a matter of like, be sensible. Don't lose. Be tight and compact. I mean, it's going long from the keeper now, as with 2 minutes of stoppage left, and headed on. But Mavropanos was aware of it and hoofed it out for a throw in. We're going to see a lot longer stuff. I think coming from them. Ball halfway in the West Ham half. Played long again into the box, and it's won by the Freiburg player, but it's come out now to we're on the break now, and it's played out onto the right hand side to Mubama, who's looking for help here, but plays it sensibly short in the end. And it's gone all the way back. But again, if that had been the first half, I'd have wanted to see him going down on goal sort of thing. But still retaining possession nicely. Soufal gets himself a little bit blocked in, but it's coming out now. So, nearly a nice ball that would have seen Ribama through. But again, do we want to be risking that? Freiburg now with less than a minute left on the attack, and they've got numbers here. And it's a shot, and it's flicked off Mavropanos, and it's gone out for a corner. So, with 40 seconds left.
Last chance, really. Last chance.
Saloon.
Yeah. What about West Ham's performance overall? No, you happy with what you've seen?
2.5 cheers at the moment. Let's just see how this goes. The keeper's come up for it, and it's headed over for I don't know who headed it over, but it wasn't the keeper, I don't think, and it's out for a goal kick. And I think as soon as this is taken, that'll be a lot. I think the keeper there's trying to make amends for the rest of his evening. Let's see how it comes. I
think one thing we could be pretty certain of is that West Ham are going to remain unbeaten in Europe for another week.
Having isn't it now? And in fact, that is the final whistle. Yeah. So,
there you go. There you go. So it has.
Yeah.
It has finished.
It was all right. It was good. About 15 minutes at the start of the second half aside.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that, I was pleased with the way that we sort of got our composure back, and I mean, it's a deserved win. I just wish we wouldn't go to sleep for these opening salvos of the second half. So, but yeah, that's the record. Longest unbeaten spell by an English club in Europe ever.
Not bad going, is it? Not bad at all. And I mean, of course, we did have that record going back about 10 or 11 years. I don't know if you remember, but Barcelona took that record off us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Something
from Catalonia anyway, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, back to today. It's finished SC Freiburg 1, West Ham United 2. What we believe is likely to be West Ham's toughest game in Group A is we've successfully navigated. That's 2 wins out of 2 for West Ham, who are now 4 points clear of Olympiacos, who are in 3rd place. So the Hammers already in a really, really strong position in this group. A third of the way through it. Some good solid performances out there. Let's just have a quick look at the 2 goals in the second half, if we may, before we look at the rest of tonight's action stats, etc. You mentioned it a few moments ago there. Again, not for the first time this season. We came out of the blocks really slow for the second half, and it only took the home side 4 minutes for Salai to level.
Yeah, I mean, just as we were saying, we survived the first minute.
We did, didn't we? Yeah.
Was it 48 minutes or something like that?
Yeah. 49th minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes and make it. It was a little bit like Sheffield United at the weekend, with just as they were singing "How rubbish must you be? We're drawing away." We scored right in the middle of the second chorus of it. So, and it was just as I said. Well, at least we're sort of. We sort of weathered the first couple of minutes, bang, we're suddenly it's 1-1, and
Yeah.
It was, I think, it was the only time they managed to work the ball well between the lines. By and large, we held the line well, and that was the one time it didn't happen. And for a few minutes after that, we looked a little bit rattled. Not that they looked like scoring or anything, but more a case of that we weren't comfortable on the ball and we were giving it away, and they were playing it, but they played better, give them credit. But we kind of weathered that squall. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a storm, but you know what I mean. It's we weathered that, and it was once we actually got our composure back, then I think there was only one winner.
Well, there was, but before that, I mean, of course, we had that glaring miss by Hoffler, wasn't it? Just 6 minutes after the equalizer, where what was he, 4 or 5 yards out, goal at his mercy. We think Tilo Kehrer might have put him off, but 4 yards out, you've got to hit the target, and he smashed it right over the bar. That was their chance, wasn't it? That was their opportunity to get back into the game and put us under. Well, I mean, we would have put us behind, but you kind of, after that, they never really threatened so much, did they? We kind of got back into the game after that. But what a miss, though! What a terrible miss.
Yeah. Good.
But then, of course, we took the lead. 66 minutes. Our second goal turned out ultimately to be the final goal of the game. It came from yet another James Ward-Prowse corner, his 5th assist of the season already. This time being bet by our Moroccan defender, getting ahead of the goalkeeper. We felt the goalkeeper's probably helped us out a little bit tonight, don't we? He didn't have the greatest night, did he?
I mean, you can only score past what's there, and the first goal again from Paquetá's header. He might have done a bit better, but Paquetá's header was good. So but he might have done a bit better, but it would have been a good save for if he'd saved that. The Aguerd header. It was, well, firstly, plaudits to Aguerd for if you look at his movement in the box. He loses his defender big time.
Yeah.
And so my telly's gone all a bit bonkers at the moment now. So just watching it now, but there's something wrong with the screen. So, but he loses his defender big time, gets the run on the ball. And of course, the keeper's come off his line a bit just because there's nobody on again. He's just come off doing the Superman bit. And suddenly got it back. So, they're just saying, I think on the telly now, he had a rough night, because in the first half there was that shot that was straight at him that he made a right meal of, and it came back off the post, much to his relief.
Of course.
But good workmanlike away from home European performance. That
I mean, do you know what? In many ways, now it reminds me of last week's win at Lincoln in the sense that we weren't, you can't say we were particularly spectacular or had chance upon chance, but we did a solid job, did what we needed to do, defended. I'm just seeing a replay of the second. I always love it when it cannons back off the underside of the crossbar. Always looks great, especially a header. But no, we did what we had to do. It's another consummate professional performance from West Ham. Puts us into a really good position. Of course, what we haven't mentioned is this little round, we spoke about at half time. We could have had potentially 2 penalties and a goal go our way in the first half. So although we won 2-1, it could have been even more comprehensive with perhaps, well, certainly would have been with VAR, I think, because, we touched on that, the Paquetá goal, which was clearly not a pass by Paul Mills. It was.
I don't know what happened there. VAR was in operation for the game because a couple of times, so quite what was happening with that, why it wasn't given, I mean, Lord alone knows. But
right, I wasn't aware of that. I didn't even know VAR was taking part. I had no idea. Well, in that case, there's even more questions to be asked.
Because the offside one. I mean, really, I mean, because that came up with goal check for offside or something on the, and then it went check over within about sort of 3 seconds. Now that wasn't looked at properly.
No, for sure.
No way was that looked at properly. And if anybody looked at the Paquetá penalty one, I think now they must have been in a rush to get to the loo or something, and just said, "Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm off." Yeah, it was. But yeah, them's the breaks. Let's do a Liverpool and march on Parliament.
Yeah, indeed. But you know, it all worked out all right in the end. West Ham 2-1 win, 2 wins out of 2. Couple of things we're going to wrap up pretty sharply, but a couple of things before we do go. Match stats.
Have we got Pinky, by the way?
We haven't, I'm afraid. He has
Okay.
sent us a couple of pictures of the
Yeah.
scoreboard from inside the stadium, just to prove he's actually there, unless he's taken it off the telly. But no, it doesn't look like we're going to have a chance to speak to him before the end. But match stats, possession, 55% to 45% in favour of Freiburg, and we were winning that at heart. Well, we weren't actually, were we? They just about nicked it, didn't they, in the first minute, the final minute of the first half. 9 shots for Freiburg, 5 on target, 11 shots for West Ham, 5 also on target. 2 corners for the home side, 4 for the visitors, and Freiburg committed 8 fouls compared to West Ham's 6. And the results elsewhere in Europe tonight, in the Europa League this evening: Baka Topola 2, Olympiacos 2, Baka 2 down. Olympiacos had a man sent off, and the Serbians equalised in the last minute. A great result for West Ham, who moved 2 points further ahead of both of those teams. Aris Limassol, what a result this is, coming out of Cyprus. Aris Limassol 2, Rangers of Scotland 1. The Cypriots led 2-0 before Rangers pulled one back late on. AEK Athens 1, Ajax 1. AEK were 1 down for much of that game, but came back to level through Domagoj Vida with just 16 minutes of time remaining. In Spain, Real Betis 2, Sparta Prague 1. It was 1-1 after 9 minutes, but Isco scored for Manuel Pellegrini's current team 11 minutes from time to give Betis a very important win. Sporting 1, Atalanta 2. We brought you all the details from that. Atalanta, the Italian side, led 2-0 in Portugal before Victor Gyökeres, the former Coventry City striker, who was obviously linked quite heavily with West Ham last summer, scored from the penalty spot to bring Sporting back into the game, but they couldn't do it in the end, and the visitors win at 2-1. Raquel Shetochawa. Neil. I've been avoiding that all night. It was just Raquel all night, but there you go. That's why I've been avoiding it all night. Raquel
Rakov. You mean Rakov Chestosova?
That's the one, Chestosova. Neil, certainly Neil. SK Sturm Graz of Austria 1, early goal for the Austrians, giving them all 3 points. SC Freiburg, West Ham, we know all about. And the final game of the 8 played this afternoon, Marseille led 2-0 against Brighton, scored 2 goals in 59 seconds. 89 seconds in the first half, before Brighton rallied in the second half. Pascal Gross got them back into the game with 1 after 9 minutes in the second half. And then João Pedro, a penalty for Brighton, 2 minutes from time, managed to level it and earn a very, very valuable point for the Seagulls in that one. 8 more games in the Europa League tonight, none of which directly influence West Ham's group, so we won't bother looking at those. But that's it, and it just leaves for us to really look at man of the match. No real outstanding candidates today, but sort of 3 or 4 players, did some good things overall. What do you make of all that? Who'd you go for?
It's another one of those good team performances.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, Ward-Prowse was good in the middle. I thought one slip apart earlier on. That Dinos and Aguerd were quite solid in defence by and large.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a toss up here between. I think I'm going to just plump for Aguerd over Paquetá, and I'll tell you why. I think Paquetá probably had the better game, if I'm being honest, but just a couple of times where he'd lost the ball, and then instead of getting up and running back to try and win the thing back, he was doing the rolling about, clutching his face thing, and that kind of for me, it always detracts from it. I don't want to see it, and not that it'll make the slightest bit of difference to him, but I'm going to give it to Aguerd because I thought he looked very solid at the back today.
All right, good stuff. I mean, I'm with you on the Paquetá. I mean, he was absolutely everywhere today. I thought he was incredible in the first half, but that very dodgy spell that kind of seemed to collate with Freiburg getting back into the game, where it just seemed he couldn't stop giving the ball away for about 20 minutes. But Yeah, Aguerd. I'll go with you with Aguerd. Scored the winning goal. Nobody really stood out. I think Fabianski made some good saves again when he was called upon. Probably didn't really do enough or didn't have enough to do to merit winning man of the match. So yeah, Aguerd scored the winning goal. Why not? We'll take that. That's it. That's it for tonight's stream. Noam, do you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, good workmanlike performance. As I say, just if we could stop having these early second half blips, I'd be jolly grateful. I'm just keeping an eye out that because there are later kickoffs, the 8 o'clock kickoffs. They've not got the post-match interviews, so we won't know what Moyes has said till later on. But yeah, good workmanlike performance. More than happy with the 3 points. Definitely worth it. And yeah, when's our next match? What's the next European one? Olympiacos.
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot now. Is it 2 weeks? Is it Olympiacos? Let's have a look. Group 3, match day 3 of 6. Where are we? I can't find us. We're here somewhere. Roma, Slavia, Prague, Villarreal. Oh, there we go. Olympiacos, 26th of October. It's another 5:45 kickoff. So yeah, we're off to Greece in a couple of weeks for that one. Before then, tough game on on Sunday, given what happened last night.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting fixture.
Yeah, obviously the club that isn't owned by Saudi Arabia at all, and I'd just like to make that perfectly clear. They look good last night, I have to say. And they'll have had an extra day in bed, of course, but yeah, who knows? They're not unbeatable, so yeah. I think it could be. I'm looking forward to it. It's a good game. It's going to be a good game, as long as we don't actually hand them 5 goals through defensive howlers like we did last season.
Yeah, that was astonishing, wasn't it? Let's kind of hope it's a case of after the Lord Mayor's show, then for the Geordies this week. Of course, smashed PSG 4-1 last night. Incredible result, really. Yeah, West Ham v Newcastle back to the Premier League this week. And then, of course, it's Olympiacos in a couple of weeks' time, the next outing for West Ham in the Europa League. Group A looks as follows. West Ham top 2 wins from 2 games, 6 points out of 6. Second, currently Freiburg with 3 points. And then third are Olympiacos with 1 point from 2 games. And Bakatopola with a single point for the 2 games. So West Ham 5 points clear already of the third place team and looking good for qualification for the knockout stage next year. Thank you to everybody for joining us live on the stream tonight. Thank you as always for your comments and contributions, which keep us going. Thank you for your thumbs up. You still got a few seconds to get one in if you haven't done it already below. Yes, thank you very much. We're all going to the KUMB.com forum to see what everybody else is saying about the game. Get yourself over to KUMB, the homepage later on. There'll be lots of content, interviews for the players, the manager, match reports, that sort of thing. Chris's match report coming up very soon. Lots of stuff for you to keep you entertained. We will, of course, see you again on Sunday. So until then, my friends, have a wonderful second half of the week. Take care of yourselves. And as always, until then, come on, you Irons.
Cheers, all.